All right, hi class, good to see you. Hopefully things don't crash today. Today we are going to be covering lesson 5-4. We're going to be looking at how to solve inequalities by using addition and subtraction. So our two objectives, we're going to graph the solution of inequalities on a number line, and we're going to solve inequalities using the addition and subtraction properties of equalities. Our main concept for today, let's see if we can zoom in here, my head's in the way. Can we do this maybe? There we go. The process for solving inequalities is exactly the same as if we were solving an equation using adding and subtraction. So we're doing the exact same thing that we did with an equation. Now we just have an inequality. So you might be asking yourself, well, what exactly is an inequality? Oops. So an inequality is the relationship between two unequal quantities. We can use the following symbols to show the relationship. So this symbol here, we read it out as less than. So think of that as quotations. It is less than. So a statement that would be true for this would be 5 is less than 8. This is true. This statement here we read as greater than. 8 is greater than 5. So notice the number that is smaller, the value that is smaller is on the point. The part that is bigger is on the 2 points that are further apart, that greater distance. Another way people have thought of this as is the smaller value wants to eat the bigger one. It's a crocodile and it wants to eat something bigger. I always think of it as these 2 points are further apart, meaning they're bigger than this itty bitty little point here. These values down here, or this inequality down here, is less than or equal to. So it's the exact same. 5 is less than or equal to, meaning it could be smaller than it, or it could be equal to it. It could be 5. That's true. It could also be 5 is less than or equal to 6. That is also true. Okay, so it is saying it could be equal to it or smaller than it. And the other one, you could think of this as 8 is greater than or equal to 5. That is true. It could also be 8 is greater than or equal to 8. So we can look at inequalities. We can also have to graph inequalities. So if we're graphing the inequality less than, think of this on the number line here. If we said x is less than 5. So we're at 0. This is 5. Since it is not equal to it, we use an open dot. So for less than and greater than, we use open dots. And less than or equal to, we use closed dots. It is including those values. So this one, it is less than 5, so it is an open dot. And we're saying x is smaller than 5. So the values over here are smaller than 5. So we will shade everything to the left. Okay? So the value x is greater than 5. We have a number line here. So we're at 0 and at 5. So we will have an open dot at 5, and we're saying x is bigger than that, so it's everything to the right. All of these values out here are true. Pick a number that's out here. 6. 6 is bigger than 5, so that is true. X is less than or equal to 4. So on a number line, if we graphed this, it would be so at 4, it would be a closed dot because we are including 4, and it is everything to the left. And if we have x is greater than or equal to, let's say, -2, that would be a, so we're at 0 at -2 here. That would be a closed dot, and we're saying x is bigger than that, so it is everything to the right. So we shade everything to the right. Okay? I think we need to practice some of these. The text goes straight into some word problems. Well, let's go ahead and look at this. So an airline that row is using, the weight limit for both suitcases combined is 50 pounds. How much can Rule's second bag weigh without going over the limit? So we can see that his bag is 38 pounds. So his first bag is 38 pounds. We don't know what this second bag is here, so that is our unknown value. And it cannot go over 50 pounds. It could be exactly equal to 50 pounds, so it's less than or equal to 50, or it could be anything smaller than that. So to solve for inequalities, it's the exact same process as solving for an equation. We have our inequality here. We want to solve for p, so we're going to take the inverse operation. We are going to subtract 38 from both sides. So p is equal to 12, or less than or equal to 12. So when we graph this, we can see that 12 is our value for the suitcase, and it can be anything smaller than that. So we can see that the second suitcase could be 10 pounds, could be 9 pounds, 8 pounds. Any of this is true for him not to face a penalty. So let's go ahead and do this one together. Actually, how about you go ahead and do it yourself? Pause the video. All right, Kyoto has completed 26 hours of community service. Her goal is to complete at least 90 hours this semester. Write and solve an inequality to show how many more hours Kyoto needs to complete to meet her goal. Use the number line to graph the solutions. So we don't know how many more hours she needs to complete. She's already completed 26 hours, and her goal is at least 90 hours. So she wants to be above 90. So all of this over here has to be greater than or equal to 90, because she wants to complete at least 90 hours. She could complete 90 hours and it be true. So that's why it is greater than or equal to it. So we have 26 greater than or equal to, and then we need to subtract 26 from both sides. So we have h is greater than or equal to 90 minus 26 gives us 54. So she needs to complete at least 54 hours. I thought that seemed off. 64, I had to double check. All right, so it is 64 hours. It's the end of the day. Online learning is getting to me. So we have 64 hours. So right here at 64, it is a closed dot, and we're saying that she needs to have anything that is greater than 64. Okay? The weather forecast predicted that the evening temperature could get as low as negative 12.5 degrees Fahrenheit between the afternoon and evening. The temperature dropped by 7 degrees Fahrenheit, which was consistent with the forecast. What could the afternoon temperature T have been? So we can see that it was predicted to be negative 12. It dropped by negative 0.75. So the original, if we add 7.5 to both sides, is negative 5. And we can shade everything to the right. I'm going to go ahead and have you go ahead and do this one on your own. See if you can write an inequality for this and then try to solve it. If you can't get it, that is okay. I just want to see where our understanding is at before we come to our live session, because that will help me determine what we need to do during our live session. Keep up the great work. Look forward to seeing you.